Lovely to meet you for the first time.
Thank you.
Mark, now you're a Waikerie boy.
Yes, still am.
Still am, and that's important to you.
It is. We've got a 20-year premiership reunion this weekend, actually, back at Waikerie, so I think it'll be a big night back at the Waikerie Footy Club.
Now, it's really important that sort of towns like Waikerie have their own footy clubs.
Oh, that's the sort of second home, I guess, of most people up there, and it's a very proud footy club. They actually tried to get kicked out of the competition back in the 80s, and they rallied and started winning premierships, and now it's one of the strongest footy clubs in the state, I would have thought. I had a pretty rapid rise through the sort of ranks. I was playing Colts footy in 1990 at Waikerie, then I played A grade for Waikerie in 91, and then I played league for West Adelaide in 92. I lived at Waikerie that year. My dad and I did 52 trips to Adelaide in 400-kilometre round trips in 1 year.
Lot of bonding.
While I was doing year 12, so I used to do the homework on the way home with a torch in the car, and in 93 I played for the Crows. Had a bit of homesickness in that first year, and for me to get homesickness when I was only 2 hours away from home makes me think now that when kids go from Waikerie to Melbourne or Melbourne to Adelaide, that you can understand how tough it gets for them, or even Perth. Perth's probably the biggest one. It's a lot further distance.
Sure,
so
the the earth.
it is, and it's not as easy just to it's easy to get in your car and drive home on a Saturday morning when it's 2 hours away, but you can't do that when you live in Perth.
Well, you're a home sort of boy because apart from Waikerie, which is still in your heart, I understand you've got a tattoo on your back, which shows the other place that your heart is.
Yeah, it is. And my grandparents come out from Italy in 1928, and it's been a big part of my life, the Italian culture and background. Whether we used to help him stomp the grapes in the bucket.
Really?
He used to get me and my brother and sister up in there with the water boots on to make their own wine, or used to squeeze his own olive oil. Making pasta sauce every year was a tradition.
You still do it?
Just started again last year, actually. I didn't do it throughout the footy career, but we all got all the old utensils out and went and picked a heap of tomatoes from a mate's place and made our first batch of pasta sauce for 20 years. So we're going to make it a yearly tradition now. It's good fun, but it's also good for the kids to understand that it just doesn't come out of a jar. He spoke English to me, my nonna, or grandma. She lived in Australia for over 50 years and never spoke English. So if she was smiling at me, I knew I was okay. If she was growling at me, I ran away as quick as I could. There's no magic formulas, that's for sure, and I think some people will think that there is a magic formula, but it gets back to hard work. You need to be willing to make sacrifices. If you're going to train hard, you can't go to parties all weekend. You need to keep working on your weaknesses. You have to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and in footy, if you don't fix up those, you're never going to be any good. Seek out advice from people that have been successful. I think that's very important as well. So yeah, work hard, train hard, that's how we did it. Make sacrifices, push yourself, get good advice. Never think you learn everything, always look to improve. Yeah, so continual improvement's important.
And don't get carried away with the celebrity rubbish.
No, not at all. I mean, if you do that, you
don't
fall
go
over.
out and buy the Ferrari.
No, you fall over pretty quickly if you go down that track. So yeah, it's not rocket science, it's hard work.